Fail to see the tragic, turn it into magic. Fail to see the tragic, turn it into magic. My big top tricks will always make you happy. But we all know the hat is wearing me. You're flung. My big top tricks will always make you happy. But we all know the hat is wearing me. Fail to see the tragic, turn it into magic. Fail to see the tragic, turn it into magic. How's it going, cat? Meow. We put the ow in meow. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment and the like. I'm roasting marshmallows today. I have my little candy apple poker, and I put the marshmallow upon it, and I take my lighter, and if I can get it to work, I guess it's not working today. It's there. Wow, there's not a whole lot of flames. Roasted marshmallows. Yes, they are. If you can get them to roast. I guess I'm almost out of fuel. Let's see how well we can do out here. I might have to run and get another lighter. Let me do that. I need to. So how are things? We have a newbie here, an initiate. We're singing Marilyn Manson songs. The big bully tried to put a finger in my chest, try to tell me he's the best. I got my lunchbox and I'm armed real well. I got my lunchbox and I'm armed real well. I got my lunchbox and I'm armed real well. I wanna grow up. Nice. Nicey. We got two joiners. Welcome. I need to go get a better lighter. This lighter, I've always relied upon it, but it decided not to work today. That's all I get. All I get is this tiny little flame, and that's hardly enough to roast a marshmallow. So bear with me. I will be back. I need to run inside and get a bigger lighter. Okay, back into my spaceship. We've got a proper, there we go, that's a flame. That's a romantic flame. I'm getting resourceful. And now it's on fire. We have a marshmallow on fire. We'll see how long it takes. Hopefully it won't fall into my crotch. I like that sizzling sound it makes. Anyway, much better. Maybe you guys can start roasting some marshmallows. Have your butler go out and get you some marshmallows. I'm gonna wait till. I should have brought some paper towels. Oh well. This is kind of like snacking with Ed. Eating a marshmallow or two. Very good. I have my fart gun ready. Everybody lean to one side. We can fart out all our frustrations, all our anxiety. Fart it all out. So I got 3 people today. I'm counting. I'm keeping count. This is like my scoreboard. It's like playing a game, seeing how many people see how many people join me today. This is like I'm camping. Camping in my front yard. So did you see that, the Piggy Hill song? It's on my community page. If you click on community on my channel, you'll be able to see the Piggy Hill song by Tom Green. That always makes me laugh. The looks on his face, and when he's throwing those piggies down the hill, they're like piggy banks. The other one was the bully. There was a guy who punished his daughter by making her walk. She was bullying people on the bus, so she got kicked off the bus for bullying people. And then her father made her walk to school. She said, "Dad, you're going to have to take me to school." He said, "No, you bully people, so you're going to have to walk to school." And it was like that. The poor girl got so bummed out. She couldn't have the best of both worlds. That's where I stand on discipline. There was a judge that was doing that too. When people made infractions or broke the law, he would sentence them to funny detail. It's really sad when people get bullied so bad that they commit suicide. Like the stream. Yeah, brother. Welcome. Welcome. You've got stream. Together we celebrate the stream. That's what I can call this, the stream. It's like a community get together. All of us get together and make fart noises. Talk about how bullies get punished. All roasting marshmallows. That's all you need is a lawn chair and a little stick, you know. A lawn chair, a small stick, and some marshmallows. This I recommend because I try to do it with the cigarette lighter, and the cigarette lighter burns your thumb after a while. That cigarette lighter gets so hot, and it's like, this keeps your fingers out of the flame. Die Flammenwerfer. Got that little bitty. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. That was an actual commercial. A bunch of people were lighting candles. It was like a candlelight visual, and they started singing that song. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. Remember We Are the World? All the celebrities got together and made that song back in the 80s. You could probably Google it, or on YouTube, they have that song, We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. I guess they were trying to raise money for Africa, to save Africa, something like that. Then they had Hands Across America. I miss that kind of stuff. Nowadays it's all about wars. Everything is war. The war on terror. Hamas and Israel. They can't seem to get along. That's one thing about Rodney King. There was a story about Rodney King back in the 90s. I think he was a guy who was beaten by cops. And that was one of his messages. He said, can't we all just get along? There's just so much going on. We need another Hands Across America. We need to have like a day where all debts are forgiven. All debts. Everybody can start off at ground zero. I think we could do it. We could probably do that. Everybody just forgive every debt, and then everybody would own their house, everybody would own their car, everybody would have no medical bills, they'd have no student loans. It would just be so great. But then again, I'm a dreamer. You might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. So it looks like I'm down to 0 again. I scared everybody away. I was scary. I'm scary with my big black hat. I got 2. I was left with 2 likes though. So we will see. It's not quite 4 o'clock yet. Maybe 4 o'clock. Yeah. 4 o'clock is coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be 9 o'clock in the UK. Maybe some people from Denmark will join us again today. Some people from the UK. It's around 9 o'clock. I got to start earlier, I think. But it seems like this is a prime time. 4 o'clock is a prime time. Because usually I'm just sitting here alone. I guess I'll roast another marshmallow. I think I need, well, this will suffice. I think this will suffice. A little caramel apple spike. There we go. That crackle, the crackle of the roasting marshmallow. Roasting marshmallows. It's Friday. Friday was always a magical day. When I was a kid in school, Friday, Friday. Even in my adult years, it was always fun to get off Friday. And then it dawns on you that it's Friday. You're pushing your shopping cart through the grocery store, or you're at the coffee shop, and all of a sudden you realize it's Friday and the workday is over. When my workday is over, time for having fun. I've been working in a coal mine. I am so tired. How long can this go on? Working in a coal mine, going downtown, working in a coal mine. Ooh, I like to step down. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up waiting for the sun. I'm way before the sun. When my workday is over, time for having fun. I've been working in a coal mine, going downtown, working in a coal mine. Woo, I like to step down. That's how it goes. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up way before the sun. When my workday is over, time for having fun. I've been working in a coal mine. That was a Devo song. Devo sang that song. I think it was sang originally by somebody else. Lord, I am so tired. How long can this go on? Here we go. It's time to eat something black. Black and white. It's a marshmallow. Let's go. Hopefully somebody will join me today. Hopefully somebody. It's down to 0 again. I was chatting for just a minute or two. Maybe I'll get my original gangsters today. Arthur and X-Trigger. And the one that announces himself as my friend from Denmark. From Denmark. Look at that. Look at that. It's on fire. Can you see the fire? Fire. Fire. I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire. I like how that song begins. I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire. I got my lunchbox and I'm armed real well. I wanna grow up, wanna be a big rock and roll star. Roasted marshmallows. Can you say roasted marshmallows? Without it coming out of your nose? We're going to the neighborhood of make-believe. Let's all climb aboard the trolley. Look up Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You'll know all about the neighborhood of make-believe. That's where we go. That's where we go. To the neighborhood of make-believe. We just wait for the trolley. And we see Lady Elaine Fairchild. We see Mr. Owl. And that kitty cat. Meow, meow. Have a good day, meow, meow. Yep. I think Paul Blanc, okay, Paul Blanc. I think his name was Paul Blanc. He was the guy who did all the voices for the Looney Tunes. He did Bugs Bunny. He did like Porky Pig and Sylvester. Daffy Duck. What was another voice? It was Elmer Fudd. Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. You'll remember, if you're in my age group, you'll remember the Looney Tunes. Paul Blanc. I think his name was Paul Blanc. Yeah. He did all the voices. He did, like, nowadays it's Seth MacFarlane. Hey, you are from yesterday. Carabundie, did you get yours today? I got mine yesterday, that's why I walk this way. George Carlin joke. Carabundie, did you get yours today? I got mine yesterday, that's why I walk this way. So you are from Denmark. I remember that. I think there's 2 people that come from Denmark. Today, I am roasting marshmallows. I'm trying to see how long my lighter works. Actually, it's my mother's lighter. I'm borrowing it right now. Seeing how long it takes to catch on fire. Once you get this thing going, it's like napalm. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. There we go. That's our entertainment. Marshmallows on fire. Marshmallows on fire! Fire! I need some TP for my bunghole. The trick is blowing it out at the right time. It looks like it looks like an accident on a stick. On a stick. It's an accident on a stick. And then you open real wide. That's how you do it. You can buy these by a pack. You can buy a pack of these. It's just little, it's for making caramel apples. When you stick the caramel apple with the stick. They come like 12 in a bag. Then you don't have to go out and get yourself a stick. You have some at the ready. There we go. That's something we can all do together. Call it Marshmallow Fridays. Let's get together for Marshmallow Fridays. It used to be Top Hat Friday. I think it still is Top Hat Friday. We can get together and roast some marshmallows. Maybe have a bowl of water. Have a bowl of water so we can dip our sticky fingers to get rid of the stickiness. So I trust everyone got through the week. Everyone got through the week unscathed, without any hang-ups. I think I kind of got through the week without a scathing, without any kind of scratches. There we go. We have to fart or we'll explode. We're one of the few creatures that can fart. There's a lot of creatures that can't fart. They just blow up. I think pigeons are like that. I heard a rumor that pigeons can't fart. We'll have to challenge the Mythbusters to find out. Do pigeons fart? Maybe we can Google that. I'll put in the comments. They used to throw rice at weddings, and then they had to stop throwing rice at weddings. That was a rumor I heard. They had to quit throwing rice at weddings because pigeons would eat the rice. And the story behind that is that demons have OCD, and when you throw rice, demons stop to count the rice. They stop to count the grains of rice, and that's why they would throw rice at weddings, because they believe that demons had OCD, and they would scoop up the rice and start counting the rice, and that would slow them down. Very clever. Another Korean custom was at a wedding, they would take red pieces of paper and cut holes in the middle of the red paper, and demons couldn't go through that hole. And they would throw all these papers around with holes in the middle of them so that the demons couldn't follow them, which is another clever way of slowing down evil spirits, I guess. It's interesting to think about cultures, the reasons why they do things. It's Friday. You can hear the sirens. There are definitely sirens. So we got 2 likes, 1 ring for each like. I'm going to see if I can break my record today. I think yesterday I got 3 likes. I did like a 2-hour show. I think a 2-hour show yesterday. I hung on for 2 whole hours. And now we're 23 minutes in. And I'm trying to be as entertaining as I can. This is what I do when I'm not cracking jokes. I made a few other jokes today, or at least some poems. There are some pretty good poems out there. Some people are leaving in my comments poems. And that's risky because I might steal them. Someone sent me a joke earlier. What did one butt cheek say to the other? If we stick together, we can stop this shit from happening. That was funny. Rehearse it. It's a good joke. What did one butt cheek say to the other? If we stick together, we can stop this shit from happening. The other one was, what did one nostril say to the other? Should we take this matter up or drop it? I remember that joke a long time ago. What did one nostril say to the other? Should we take this matter up or drop it? Those are kind of like dad jokes. I think dad jokes are real popular now. If you want to get people to come to your channel, tell some dad jokes. I like that one. What do you call a salmon with a bow tie? Sophisticated. Sophisticated. What do you call a pile of cats? A meowton? It's a meowton. Who remembers the Three Stooges? I think they were pretty popular. All the way through the 40s, the 30s and 40s, I think was when the Three Stooges, they would get together and start hurting each other. Some of them really, sometimes they were really getting hurt. There's times when there's a video I saw of Bo Leary and Curry actually getting hurt during the filming of the Three Stooges. They would stop the camera and he goes, this pin really stuck in his head. Or this guy fell and broke a couple of ribs. Jackie Chan is like that too. He's pretty dedicated as a stuntman. He does his own stunts, and he's broken a lot of bones. Evel Knievel, I remember Evel Knievel. He had broken a lot of bones. They would have specials with him. Evel Knievel, I remember that. He jumped the Grand Canyon. What's up? Hi. Hi and welcome. I'm out here getting a sugar rush. I'm eating roasted marshmallows, which really gets the sugar going. I'll have trouble sitting still. So we're reminiscing, I guess. That's what we do. We get together and we reminisce. We put on our top hats, or because it's Friday, you know, we can cut loose. We can relax on Friday. It's Friday. We can look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow is probably a day when we don't work. There's so many people who work on Saturdays and Sundays now. No wonder people get burned out. They should make it make Saturday and Sunday days when you can't work. Everybody gets everything done before Saturday and Sunday. And then there'll probably be a lot less accidents, I think. A lot less accidents on the freeway if everyone just stayed home on Saturday and Sunday. Unless you want to... Yes. I love those 3-day weekends. You know, like when it's Memorial Day or Labor Day or 4th of July. That's what I always used to get me excited whenever I heard, oh, there's going to be a 3-day weekend. Great. Then you got that extra day. You don't have the Sunday scaries. I keep hearing about the Sunday scaries. And then hump day. Wednesday is hump day. They had that one, there was a commercial where there was a camel walking around. And they were talking about, what day is it? What is today? Hump day. It was a big camel joke. There was a lot of popular commercials when I was growing up. There was a beer commercial about, I love you, man. And then there was that, what's up? What's up? I think it was a telephone commercial. The whole commercial was just guys saying, what's up? It's amazing what we do for fun. What do we do when we're not doing anything else? We can roast marshmallows, we can watch birds. I like watching birds to see what birds are common in this area. I think the most common bird is the robin. I see a lot of robins here. Every once in a while I'll see a cardinal. Cardinals are really rare. Those red birds that have the pointy head. Little cardinals. They sing too. They're songbirds. And I always remember, like, robins only sing when they're up in the trees. I never see one sing. What's up, Gerflungus? Gerflungus. Gerflungus is a sculpture. I heard that my brother, he Googled Gerflungus. He said it's a sculpture. And then Riz is short for, like, charisma. Riz. We've got the Riz. This will be the Riz clan. We are part of the Riz clan. I have good Riz. You must feel the Riz around you. The Riz. It's a mysterious force that draws the ladies. Oh, not many. I think what I need to do is start approaching more. Tons. I get tons. Tons of women. That reminds me of a George Carlin joke. He said, I never effed a 10, but I did have 5 2s. I never fucked a 10, but I did have 5 2s. Tons of ladies. All I have to do is put on like Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman. In a deep voice. That's right. Do like public service announcements or TSA? I think that. Yes, in a very deep voice. Like one of those, what do they call them? Radio announcers or a DJ. Sometimes DJs have real deep voices, especially nighttime DJs. I have more like a tenor. I have like a higher pitched voice. I have a higher pitched voice. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. I remember that this guy had like a bowl cut, a bowl haircut, and he was dressed like a fancy lad, and he'd sing, berries and cream, berries and cream. Say it, please. Just in a normal, deeper voice. Say what? EA Sports? EA Sports. EA Sports. That's kind of like an advertisement for EA Sports. Good day. Ho, ho, ho. We got, this girl gets off around, it's 4 o'clock, so I guess her bus drops her off down the street, and she walks by at this time every day, and she gives me a wave. I get a wave every day. Like in the balcony, no, not in the bleachers, they do that wave. EA Sports. I can't really do a deep voice. That's me doing a deep voice. I don't have a lower octave voice. I admire some of those guys that have a real deep voice, like a booming voice. You can always hear them no matter where they are. They come into the waiting room. Can I sit here? I got some jets flying overhead. They're those chemtrails. I notice that whenever there's a clear blue sky, I see chemtrails, and then it starts to cloud up real fast. Figure that out. They're probably putting silver iodide in the air to make it rain. EA Games, EA Sports. For the sportsman in you. I guess I can do accents maybe. You know, like depending on where people are from. Do like that. I have to sit and listen to people for a while. People say I'm a really good mimicker. I can mimic people. I got to think of some voices to do. Maybe that's what I'll do for my next few shorts. I'll do some voices. You're Yoda. I was told I do a good Yoda. I used to do Rocky and Bullwinkle. Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. I'll have to get that to where I had it perfected. People say, you sound like Bullwinkle. Thank you. Who knows Dave Coulier? He was in Full House. I'm probably dating myself. Because back in the 80s, there was a show, Full House. Dave Coulier, he would do Bullwinkle. That's what he was known for. What other, like Stewie Griffin? I always like to try to do Stewie Griffin. Stewie. Someone's wearing their ovaries on the outside. Seth MacFarlane does all those voices. He does Peter Griffin. He does Stewie. I think there was another guy who did Herbert the Pervert. Herbert the Pervert. Hey, little boy, come down into my basement. I have some popsicles. My brother does a really good Herbert the pervert.
Hey, little boy, give me a hug.
And then there's Brian. I guess Brian just has a lower voice. Hello, Brian. Can you say Cool Whip? Cool Whip? And then there's Daffy Duck.
Suffering succotash.
O mighty warrior of great fighting stock, might I inquire to ask, what's up, Doc?
Elmer Fudd was always the one that made me laugh. Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. That was his laugh. That was kind of like Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead. King of the Hill. Remember King of the Hill? Hank Hill? And then there's Dale Gribble. Dale Gribble. The guy who did Dale Gribble, he passed away not too long ago.
The guy who does the voice of Dale Gribble, he's always smoking a cigarette. Hey, Hank.
Remember John Redcorn? John Redcorn was always screwing around with his wife. You see him, whenever he pulls into the driveway, John Redcorn would jump out the window. John Redcorn. He never said hardly anything. He would just jump out of Dale Gribble's wife's window.
I really like that, John Redcorn.
What voices can you do? We can all do voices together. Call people up and see if we can fool people. Some people are really good at doing celebrity voices. Cool. Background sound. It's like I'm a radio personality. You could just turn on the stream and go about your daily routine. Call it the stream routine. I'm gonna vacuum the carpet. After the carpet is vacuumed, I can then start to blow the dust off my books. I remember that. There was always a scene. Whenever somebody pulled a book off the shelf, they would blow the dust off of it. They would take the book and go to blow off all the dust. No one reads books anymore. My thing is the audiobooks. I like the audiobooks. You can just sit and listen. The one I like is the Golden Book of Saint Germain. I have that in my movie list. So I guess today I was going to talk about that link I have. I made a link or a short telling people how they can get more views. There's a link called Get You Some Views. You pay one $20 fee and they promote your link for you. So if you want to get some views, just make your video and then send them the link to your video. And you can change it as many times as you want to. That's what I like about it. You pay that one $20 fee and you can just, you keep sending them new links. Like if you make a new video, you can just send them the link to that video. Anyway, that's out of the way. So now I got the sugar shakes. You ever had the sugar shakes? Like after a can of pop? Drink like a couple of Pepsis or Cokes. Those things have a lot of sugar in them. If you were to measure out like how many grams of sugar one can of Coke has, that's a lot of sugar. It might be that sugar that's not been treated though. Sometimes the regular cane sugar is not as bad for you. It's when they bleach it. I guess they bleach it and pasteurize it or whatever. And that's why it turns out. Yeah, because sugar by itself is not white. I used to eat that sugar. They make those, they're those sticks that have the rock candy on them. I think they call them rock candy. It's just a stick with sugar on it. They come in different colors. Man, when I was a kid, I was always trying to get some sugar. Give me some sugar. sugar would get me to, you know, it would get me through the day, because I guess, and then coffee would calm me down. Some people it has that effect on them. Some people it makes coffee makes them uh, it makes them go, and then some people it makes them slow. I remember when I was a kid, I was hyperactive, and my grandma sat me down with some coffee, and I felt like such a man drinking coffee. Back then, I had to put sugar in my coffee because I couldn't handle the taste of coffee. As I got older, I kind of like coffee all by itself, if it's brewed just right. A nice coffee. You have to wait till it's cool enough to swallow up so you don't burn your cheeks or mouth or your tongue. I got, I think, 21 views yesterday. The video I made yesterday it got 21 views. It's after 4. I probably got 2 people listening right now. 2 folks. 2 folks. 2 folks. I guess this is a good therapy for us. Just get all upbeat and start rubbing off the comedy, rubbing off the cheer. We just spread cheer. We use our riz to attract the ladies. Who's got the riz? We got the riz. Gerflungus. So when you go to an art show and you're looking at sculptures, you're seeing Gerflungus. But it's like a code word. A code word. Word up is a code word. No matter how you say it. No, it's no matter where you say it, you know that you'll be heard. Tell your brother, your sister, and your grandma too. What's the word? The word up. I'm going to have to rehearse that song. I kind of like it. Tell your brother, your sister, and your mother too. Got a weird thing to show you. I'm getting messages. I hear that bzzz, bzzz. It's kind of quiet out here. I'm disrupting the quiet. Hi. I think I recognize you from yesterday. Aren't you Arthur's friend? I think so. Excuse me if you're not. Because I know there's 2 people who are in college. One is Arthur and then the friend he recommended. So I'm trying to keep hold. You were in one of my streams. Okay. So I guess everyone's included whenever they chat. They're part of my stream. One of my mini streams. Then you can binge watch. One day when you're home on vacation or on a staycation, you can just turn on these streams and just go about your daily routine. Brush your teeth, comb your hair, put on a little cologne. There's no shortage of airplanes. Oh, you're laying on another language, eh? That looks like, kind of like Japanese. Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, they all use those characters, and they're somewhat similar. Chinese read from top to bottom. I think Japanese read, it is Japanese indeed. Well, good. I'm starting to get familiar with some of these. I need to have some interpreters, a grand council of interpreters, so I can have it surrounded. I'll be surrounded by people who can read these captions and tell me what they're about. So I took off that feature, so whatever you type, I'll be able to see it. Because I notice if you make it for an interpreter army, that's right. I could be like they'll be my subjects. I could have like a row of people sitting here. Can you understand this? Do you understand these captions? Do you speak Japanese? Do you speak Russian? We had a guy from Russia yesterday, or somebody from Russia, and I couldn't read what the person was putting down. Hey, I got 5 likes. There's that ringtone again. I don't know. I know a lot of people. I need to go to California. California, a lot of Russian immigrants were in California, especially in what place was that? It was in Carmichael. I remember Carmichael, California had a lot of Russian immigrants. I got to be careful how I move. The tracker doesn't track me as well. If I move too quickly, it'll start rezzing. It'll do more rezzing. So I got 5 likes, 2 people. I guess I'll have to ring the bell. I know, isn't it nice back there? You see the woods. Yes. I'm always into nature. It's kind of nice. Oh, what's happening now? I've got my battery pack. My battery pack is on. It still has 3 dots left. I've got my tech juice, as Japanese would say. I think Ohayo gozaimasu is a greeting. Ohayo gozaimasu. And then there was konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. It's like hello or something like that. I remember hi. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. I was at a Denny's one time and I was listening to 2 Japanese people talk to each other. Ohayo, ohayo. That's right. It means good morning. And then there's domo, means thank you. In Russian, it's spasiba. Spasiba. And then pожалуйста means you're welcome. Pожалуйста means thank you and you're welcome in Russian. Пожалуйста. И дай мне чай. Пожалуйста. No, it's спасибо. Пожалуйста. Спасибо большое. Хорошо. И дай мне кушать. In Spanish, it's, how does they say it in Spanish?
Dame comida para mí. Yo tengo hambre. Yo tengo sed. Mamacita, ¿dónde está Santa Claus?
¿Dónde está Santa Claus?
Mamacita?
Garakius? That sounds like Greek. Garakius. Garakius or, what's that? Romans spoke Italian. Vidi vidi vici. How many languages do I speak? I speak a lot of little bit of each language. Like French is one of them. German. Most European languages. Like greetings or, how to get myself into trouble. I'll get myself into trouble. Because I don't want to get too confident. Sometimes you think you know what you're saying until you're told what you're saying. Like Coco. Coco is one of one of the people who watch my streams. And I was saying, voulez-vous coucher avec moi, s'asseoir? And she said it means, do you want to do something kinky to me? Or something like that. I was told, would you like to sleep with me? Or something like that. I just remember that song from Moulin Rouge. Back in the 90s, there was Moulin Rouge was a popular show. I think Ewan McGregor and I think Christina Aguilera was in that movie. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi, s'asseoir? what are the languages? And yeah, Spanish, a little. Oh, I do. There was one Roman emperor called Elagabalus. All right, thank you for stopping by. Elagabalus was crazier than Caligula, or he was up there. Elagabalus would dress up as a woman and he would prostitute himself. That was one of the crazy things. But Caligula, he elected a horse for Senate, and he would throw money. I think, yeah, I know. Nero, Nero fancied himself as an entertainer. He thought of himself as an entertainer. One time he was entertaining, and an earthquake hit, and he thought it was the gods applauding him. He was up there like performing. He would force people to watch him perform. I know. It would be like Rome. It's crazy how slavery was still a thing back in Roman times. And then the Greeks would also enslave people. It was kind of toss up between, you're back. Welcome. Welcome to the party. I'm trying to remember Marilyn Manson songs. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. I like that. What was, oh, I missed that. Oh, ha, ha. Hold on a second. Hold on. I just like making people laugh. Whenever I can make people laugh, I like to poke my head through whatever hole there is, and say, here's Johnny, you know. Because I love it when somebody makes me laugh. I always like that. Chris Pratt to get canceled? Who was Chris Pratt? Wasn't, didn't he work with Zach? Chris Pratt. Okay. Yeah, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. It depends on what he did. So many celebrities are getting in trouble nowadays. All of our celebrities are getting in. All right. Well, see ya. Thank you for stopping by. As I always say. Thank you for stopping by. I always like to entertain. That was one thing that started me. Got me into streaming. Streaming. I'm streaming. What was another Marilyn Manson song? The beautiful people, the beautiful people. It's all relative to the size of your steeple. Yes, he did. He was with Jennifer Lawrence. They were saying that Jennifer Lawrence and him were having an affair or whatever. But Anna Faris, you ever watch the Scary Movie series? Anna Faris. Also House Bunny. She was in House Bunny. He was married to Anna Faris for a while. And I think they had a kid together. And a lot of rumors. I don't know. They say I never repeat gossip, so listen carefully. I never repeat gossip, so listen carefully. Trying to remember the rest of that song. It was the beautiful people, the beautiful people. Oh, the beautiful people, the beautiful people. Oh, it's all relative to the size of your steeple. Can't see the forest for the trees. Can't smell your own shit on your knees. There's a time to discriminate every motherfucker that is in your way. I hate when they censor songs. Songs are so good. The quote of the day. Let me see. What can I quote today? There's one that I like. It's Mark Twain said the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. I've been to San Francisco and it's cold, no matter what time of year it is, because they get that coastal wind, and all that wind just blows across the ocean. Trying to remember another quote. There was some that I like Winston Churchill quotes. I might be a worm, but I might be a worm, but I'm a glowworm. That's a quote. God, you're challenging me. I'm trying to remember some quotes. I'll have to challenge myself every day to come up with a quote. I'll write it down like a fortune cookie. The quote of the day is, if you can't see the forest for the trees, can't smell your own shit on your knees. And then there is Elmo. I am into history. I always like hearing about samurai battles. There was one really good samurai that he made a he made a club out of an oar. He took time showing up to the duel, and it pissed off his opponent. I don't remember the name though. Yeah, he was a samurai, and he was very good. People would duel with him, and he took an oar and he made a club out of it, or a stick, and he won the battle very quickly. What other ones? And then I like hearing about Elagabalus. He's that Roman emperor that nobody hardly talks about. And Nero. I think Nero tried to kill his mother by putting a hole in her boat. There was a lot of stuff. He was always trying to kill his mother. And yes, history. Especially stories about battles. You know, like one guy lost his right leg, another guy lost his left leg, and they would always go to the store together to get shoes. They would get one pair of shoes to share between the two of them. It was like a Civil War story, yeah. One guy lost his right leg, one guy lost his left leg, and they'd show up to the shoe store, because I guess they had the same size shoe. They would just get one pair of shoes and share them. And then there was a couple, I think it was, one woman, she was saved by her breast implant. She had a breast implant, and she was shot in the chest, and the breast implant stopped the bullet. So go figure. You could be saved by a breast implant. Another one, like cigar cases, or not cigarette cases. Somebody like puts a cigarette case in their yeah, that's a Mark Twain. I think I said that yesterday. If you wrestle with pigs, you both get dirty, and the pig likes it. And it teaches you to not get into arguments, I guess. Because sometimes you're wrestling with a pig. You're wasting your time. It's hard to stay out of an argument sometimes, especially when you know you're right. One person. That one looked like a 7 for a second there. I was getting my hopes up. I guess I'm having fun doing this. I don't care how many people are watching. I got 5 likes. I think Saturday I'll do better. Tomorrow around 3 o'clock. I told my brother about my stream, so maybe he'll join in. Because he's got some things to do tomorrow. He likes to go to the church and help out there. And I think he'll be done around 3 o'clock. And I might go into 4 or something like that. Then I might have another treat. There's more treats. Some free stuff. All you have to pay is shipping and handling. There's a couple of things that that I'm going to try to do for my newer streams. It's like yesterday or today, tomorrow. I'll try to have something fun to do. I think just chatting is enough, you know. Some people use me as background noise. Do I know Bukito? Bukito. That's no, I don't. It sounds familiar. Bukito. I know Kabuki. I know Bushido. I know about Bushido. Bushido and Shinto. Shinto is like a sun worshiping. It's a Japanese religion. Shinto and Bushido. Bushido is, I think it's the way of the samurai. Bushido. But yeah, there's a lot I don't know. There's some. I'm always learning something new. Every day someone is presenting me with something. Oh, okay. Okay. Because Coco was a pretty famous gorilla. Oh, from the Netherlands. Okay. Does it have a talent? Bukito? I went from 5 to 6 likes today. I remember Coco the gorilla was taught sign language. Oh, yeah. Oh, she died. Okay. There was another gorilla that was in a, God, there's so many of them lately. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of that. There was a gorilla that they put to sleep. I'm pretty sure. I forget what the story was. It rhymes with something. I'm trying to remember what. Anyways, I'm not going to get stumped on it. It'll probably come to me later. There was a big thing. There was like a couple of horses too that were going to be put down. They were like race horses. I think Miracle was the name of the horse. I remember a couple. Anyways, there's so many creatures out there that are. There was a story about an orca that attacked a great white, and all the other great whites took off. There was one great white that swam to Hawaii. You know what? For some reason, it takes a lot of imagination to put together a skeleton. There's look at lizards. They look at a lot of creatures. Birds. They say birds are the closest relative to dinosaurs because they lay eggs. You know, they're reptilian. They have cold blood. You know, so I don't know. I was always interested in dinosaurs as a kid. You know, like 65 million years ago, counting, there were supposed to be dinosaurs. And all these museums that have constructed, you know, they'll dig up dinosaur bones. Fossils are really old. Sometimes there's like abalone and oysters that are really, I mean, it's hard to say, you know, there's so much proof, physical proof that there probably were dinosaurs. Because woolly mammoths, you know, and all these other creatures that were in the La Brea tar pits, it's always interesting, you know. And then there's the tracks. There's like supposed to be dinosaur tracks along human footprints. I think the Egyptians had cartoons of dinosaurs. So yeah, it's hard to say yes, it's hard to say no, because I do think there's a lot of evidence. It's hard to say, you know, because they got all those. I'd have to say maybe there were some dinosaurs. Because history, it's like history is written by the winners. And what better way to get people to come to a museum than to say, hey, we dug up some dinosaurs. If they didn't exist, why do they have names for them? I guess dinosaur means angry lizard. And Bigfoot. So Bigfoot is another one. They call that cryptozoology. They have like the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. They have like the Chupacabra, the Mothman. Everybody's talking about the Mothman. They're saying it's an owl. When they see the Mothman, they're actually seeing an owl. I remember seeing a show about that. And people are dedicating a lot of documentaries. And then they're saying they have proof, but then it turns out to be a fraud, or it turns out to be a hoax. One guy put on some shoes that were in the shape of dinosaur, no, a penguin. It was penguin feet. Yeah. I remember that. The guy had some penguin feet on, and he conned everybody into believing that there was this huge penguin walking around. And he would just walk up and down the beach, and people said, wow, that's a huge penguin. And then in the bootleg days, people would have shoes that looked like hoof prints of a cow. So they could walk around, and then people thought a cow was just walking through. So, yeah, sometimes it's a hoax. Hoaxes sometimes are pretty funny. April Fool's jokes. They made a mountain look like it was a volcano because they put some tires on the top of a mountain and lit them on fire, and so the black smoke looked like the mountain was turning into a volcano. And then it said April Fools when they flew up there to check it out. Volcanoes are no joke either. Mount St. Helens killed a lot of people. Covered the land in ash. I remember Mount St. Helens. I think it was like in the late 80s. Mount St. Helens erupted. And those are just natural disasters. April Fools is kind of dangerous because people think you're calling in with a joke. Hello, how are you? Hello, who are you? I am Ed. You might have seen some of my jokes. Some of my jokes. And sometimes I do advertisements to tell people about my show. So people are just finding out about me, I guess. Which is okay. So maybe secretly, I am from Georgia. I live in the U.S. I live, yes, in Georgia. So you're just finding out about me, I guess. It's kind of weird when I am just doing Q&A, people ask me questions, and I answer to the best of my ability. I try to have different specials, like Top Hat Friday, Snacking with Ed. Oh, professionally, I think right now I just entertain. That's what I'm doing lately. I'm doing a lot of entertaining. Because I've always wanted to be a professional comedian. So I shall. Like in Shaun of the Dead, he says, I'll stop doing it when you stop. Yeah, go for it. Don't let anything stop you. It is never too late. That's right. It's never. From the Netherlands. We were just talking about the Netherlands. We're talking about a gorilla that was living in the Netherlands. And I'm still trying to remember that one name, because Coco was one gorilla that learned sign language. And oh, you're from the Netherlands. Cool. So we got two people from the Netherlands. Cool. I think yesterday I had some people from Denmark. There were two people, and then one person from Canada. I think they go to school together, these two people that I talk to from time to time. So welcome. I think I'll be doing this for another few minutes. Thanks for the like. Right now it's about an hour into the show. I do this until my battery runs dead or until I get too cold. Sometimes yesterday it got too dark and I got a little hungry, so we got 3 people. Hello from England. Hello. It's probably dark there. What is it? It's probably 9 o'clock over there. So let's see. Or the best kind of sandwich is one that's made for me. You're back. Welcome. Welcome back. The best kind of sandwich is a pastrami sandwich. They don't use pastrami that often. I think it's because it's gotten to be too expensive. I know it's like $4 for a pack of pastrami. It's $4. So every once in a while I like to splurge. What you do is you heat up the pastrami. It's cut into thin strips or thin slices, kind of like roast beef. Yeah, that and lettuce and sometimes jalapeno peppers. That is the best sandwich, to me anyway. Sometimes I like the Black Forest ham. They call it the Black Forest ham. That's what I get when I go to Subway. I go to Subway and I get either the cold cut combo or the Black Forest ham. And then they put that oil, was it oil and vinegar? You ain't going to lie. So now we know what the best sandwich. The best sandwich is one made for me, by delicate lady hands. If a lady with delicate hands makes my sandwich and puts love into it, you must have love. I'm going to put the lid back on my marshmallows. I was roasting marshmallows earlier. I'll have to find a better lighter, a little blowtorch. Oh, my favorite pizza, a combination pizza. I like the combination. They call it different things on the East Coast and on the West Coast. They called it a supreme. Here they call it a supreme. On the West Coast they call it a combo. Like if I want a combo pizza, they put black olives, they put bell peppers, they put what is it? Pepperoni, sausage, all that stuff. And then the Hawaiian style. I like the Hawaiian style pizza. All it has is pineapple and ham. Ham and pineapple. It's like you're eating a luau. I really enjoyed that. Hawaiian pizza, please. And then they have that bread. I think love is up there with compassion. You know, love is when someone's thinking about you. I think that's if someone's thinking about you, and someone is calling you on your birthday. Love is like when somebody doesn't judge you. I think that helps. That's what I think love is. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love keeps no record of wrong. Sometimes it's hard not to keep a record of wrong. If somebody's wronging you all the time, it's kind of hard. But it's not impossible. I think, if you can withhold judgment sometimes, because some people are having a harder life than you are, and it's hard for them. So if you withhold judgment for just a little while, sometimes you'll see something about the person that you didn't know. Because sure, the guy might argue with you a couple of times or get upset with you a couple of times, but if you withhold judgment, you could probably find something out about the person, and then you have even more compassion, you know. Because somebody might have had a rough day and they come home and you say, so how you doing? Never mind. Don't tell me about it. Don't ask me about it. You know, and then you just withhold judgment. And then they start to tell you later. They say, oh, you know what? My boss is really getting on my nerves. He never seems to think good enough is good enough. I think that's what it is, patience. Patience is a good part of love. If you can have patience, because sometimes we want results right away. We want things to happen right now. And, or when people let us down, sometimes that's rough. The person you love so much lets you down. And, yeah, I think being patient is a big part of love. My mother's home. I wonder if she's struggling right now. You see, I am very nice. I think my mom is having some trouble. I think I have to get up and... Hold on, I'm being distracted. There we go. She's got it. Yeah. She likes to take on more than she can handle sometimes. She's got a huge bag of something that she's trying to get in. I think she doesn't want me to know because it might be a Christmas present. She's buying Christmas presents for people. So, then she'll reveal her secrets. We'll be looking forward to... So I'm getting distracted. I'm going to answer some more questions. I'm sitting here. Do I have a loved one? Yes, I have quite a few. They were living right here in Georgia with me. Because for the longest time I lived in California, which is way over on the western coast. And I think my mother and I have gotten pretty close lately. Because she needs my help, and sometimes it makes me feel good that I can help her. Because it's like when I was a kid, she was putting up with me, putting up with me getting into trouble, hurting myself, and so now that she's on in here, so helping her get through her day, reminding her to do things, it's kind of nice. I guess she'd be up there, and then my brothers, always checking up on them, seeing how well they're doing. It's always nice to hear when they don't have problems. I always like not having problems. But then again, if we're not challenged, we just stay dumb. If we're not challenged to do anything, I think I would grow better if I had fewer challenges. If all I had to do was sit on a beach and sip a margarita and watch the ladies go by and listen to the ocean as it's crashing, the waves are crashing on the shore. That really helps me calm myself when I hear shh, shh, and then watch some seagulls chase each other. And then watch kids play. I like watching kids try to dodge the waves. That's always fun. Or when they get a new boat or something, they get like a little boat or an inner tube and they start floating around on the inner tube. It's the quiet kids, or even the loud kids. Sometimes they're having a lot of fun. The screaming and the smiling and the hollering. Building sandcastles. That's one thing when people bury themselves up to their neck in the sand. Then they just let the waves wash over them. That's what I liked, being able to walk to the beach and then walk on the beach. I remember in North Carolina, we were not too far from it. We had to drive a ways to get to the beach. So I can say I've been in the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Because in Hawaii, it was the Atlantic Ocean. I got to snorkel. I recommend snorkeling. Snorkeling is real fun. You never run out of air. You just have your face down in the water. But then, okay, well, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I'll be doing this tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's almost 5 o'clock. I might have to go in pretty soon. I've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes, and I have 9 likes. It's the kitty cat. 9 likes. 4 people watching. 3 people watching. I like how the numbers quickly change. So we talked about love and sandwiches, days at the beach, sipping a margarita. Yeah, that, and also like um, Mexico. Mexico, sometimes good beaches. Really good beaches are Australia, the Great Barrier Reef. It's always nice, when the wind is warm and the water is so clear you can see all the way to the bottom. You can see what's swimming up to you. Make sure there's no sharks. Sharks come right up onto the beach sometimes. That's always scary. You're in shallow water and you think sharks won't get you. And then those lemon sharks. I hear the lemon sharks are the ones that surfers get attacked by sharks a lot. They're just out there trying to surf and sharks are hunting them down. And then I hear that more sharks, humans kill more sharks than sharks kill humans. And which is not fair. Sometimes sharks, they call them test bites. They don't really want to eat people. They just want a test bite. And that's why. One of my favorite movies is God Bless America. It's about a man and a girl. They get, and they just start shooting people, and it's kind of a comedy. Don't ask me why, but yeah, the movie is called God Bless America. Bobcat Goldthwait, he was a comedian in the 80s. He directed the movie. I think he funded and directed it. It's just about this guy who feels really low, and he almost kills himself, and then a girl talks him out of committing suicide, and then they both go together and they start shooting people who are not nice. That was the whole moral of the story. It's like people who are not nice, and you can get it on YouTube. You just do a search for God Bless America. And another one was Drag Me to Hell. Have you ever seen Drag Me to Hell? It was a Sam Raimi movie. The same guy that made Army of Darkness. That's a good movie. If you ever watched Drag Me to Hell, it's about a woman who goes for a bank loan or an extension. She already has a loan. She just needs an extension on her loan. And she goes into the bank and she was denied by this woman who wanted a promotion. But it's a pretty good movie. It's a weird name. I think that's what scares a lot of people away from watching it. It's called Drag Me to Hell. It's funny. It's a funny horror movie. I think those are the two most favorite movies of mine. And then there was Eight-Legged Freaks. It's about giant spiders. Back when Scarlett Johansson was in that movie. Scarlett Johansson, when she was really young, was in Eight-Legged Freaks. It's about some radioactive material that gets dumped somewhere, and all these spiders start growing to enormous sizes, and they start attacking a small town. It's all CGI. It has a lot of humor. It's kind of like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Thank you. I like the compliments. The compliments of my hat. It's kind of like Frosty the Snowman. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found, for when they placed it on his head, focus on the hat. It's kind of like a magician's hat. I can pull a rabbit. I can get a rabbit out of this hat. But instead, I'll put it on my head. So it's kind of fun, yeah. I got this hat at Spencer's. There was a place, a show. I mean, it was a little shop called Spencer's. Here in America, there's lots of Spencer's shops where people can buy novelties and T-shirts and things like that. And I said, "Wow, that's a cool hat." And I've had it for a while. I've had it for a few years now. And it just looks so dapper. Reminds me of a caroler. You know, carolers sometimes dress up like what was that? It was a not Nightmare Before Christmas. It was Christmas Carol. Yeah, Ebenezer Scrooge. They all had hats like this, like the Rockefellers, and the yeah. So it's like the top hat was always associated with wealth and riches. That and also having a cane. I think tomorrow I'll bring my cane out. I have a nice cane. I have a collection of canes. One of them has, it looks like a Joker head cane. You like a flat cap? I like candy canes. You know what? There's a story behind the candy cane. There was a who was it? He was a friar or like a monk. He was a monk who owned a candy shop. They are. They come in all shapes and sizes, different flavors. Mine is the peppermint. I like peppermint. Sometimes candy canes. When they wrap them in a ribbon, they have a ribbon and a piece of mistletoe or a piece of holly. Some people start selling mistletoe. I've noticed that. I know, isn't that cool? You could have wrap it up in ribbons because it's so crisp. Well, that was the thing. The monk had he wanted to keep the children quiet in church, so he made the peppermint stick look like a shepherd's hook. So that's how they were invented. You know, he just made shepherd's hook out of the peppermint stick, and he would hand them to all the kids to keep them quiet. You know, because I guess the kids were getting. Oh, cool! So he's like a craftsman. He's a craftsman who takes candy canes. One thing what I remember was balloon animals. When I went to the International House of Pancakes, there was a guy who had a vest on and a top hat like this, and he would walk around to tables and make balloon animals for the kids. He would start out with long cylindrical balloons, and he would make them into like puppy dogs and swords and stuff like that. So that takes a lot of art, you know, to make all these cool animals out of a balloon, one singular balloon. Sometimes he took a couple of balloons, and he would just twist them up, kind of like The Mask. You've ever seen The Mask? When Jim Carrey, he starts making balloon animals, and that's almost like a magic trick, you know. I'm going to take this balloon and make it into a puppy dog, or make it into a crown. I've seen some crowns, you know, or a pirate hat, or a fruit hat. That's pretty fun. So it's 5 o'clock. I've got to go home. It's going to get cold outside. Thank you all for joining me. Tomorrow around 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'll be back because it'll be Saturday. And have a great day. Thank you for all the likes. Wow, 16 likes this time. I'm impressed. So I will see you all tomorrow.